with the lay of the land, the way the table is, Scott, you're quite right. Why take on any risk with an iffy combo when they're all begging to be potted? No clusters, no apparent awkwardness.
And just don't overthink this. Everything really leads to one another. The 5 to the 6, I guess, but the 6 is on the right side of the table. The 3 passes here. He's gotten a little straight, Phil, but I think he can punch up towards the purple. I like to get as close as he can. He doesn't want an extreme amount of distance. Oh yeah, he's got an angle to punch up. And I think the fat lady is singing.
A very enthusiastic yes from one member of the audience when that simple ball went in. Like cheering a tap-in on a golf course.
Yeah, all stemming from that kick shot last game by Ko, and you really have to hand it to him. He's played solid most of the match. I don't really remember any glaring errors by him that really stood out. It's just kind of a scrappy match, like you said, but both fought incredibly hard.
At this stage, anything is missable. You'd be highly surprised, but you wouldn't completely discount the possibility.
And the crowd now, Phil, they're into it. They know what it means. Ko showing up.
What a firm! It is Asia and Co. And it's also Europe limited to 2 points as Asia forge on into an overall 5-2 lead. Their latest hero from Chinese Taipei, Ko Pin-yi, who defeats Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, last year's World 9-ball champion, by 5 racks to 3. The Asians gaining firm control.
So in the battle between two former world champions in our last match, it was Ko Pin-yi who came out on top in a really hard-fought battle, a really scrappy match for the best part. The 7-ball been at the heart of a number of dramatic moments already this week. One of them in rack 7 in that last match. FSR playing a safety that Ko managed to pot, went on to win and go within 1 before wrapping it up in style, demonstrating some fine cue ball control. The home favourites now lead by 5-2. Huang and Aloysius Yap were the two members of the Team Asia that people probably questioned the form of heading into this event, but they both won their singles matches on night 1 against the world number 2 Eklund Kachi and world number 4 Jason Shaw. Kachi, one of the players up next for Europe, alongside David Al-Kaidi, who won the decisive rack in the team's fixture yesterday. So to get this underway, let's head to our MC.
Momentum is now on the side of Team Asia here inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, winning the last 3 points, and that is why there is a need for Team Europe to stop the bleeding right here and right now. They're pinning their hopes on this next set of squads to finally get on the scoreboard here in the second day of competitions. Let's welcome in doubles action for Team Europe. Here are David Al-Kaidi and Eklund Kachi. On the other side, looking to take complete control of the Reyes Cup right here, right now, a connection of Vietnam and Singapore representing Team Asia. We have Aloysius Yap and Duong Quoc Hoa.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24-karat magic in the air. So look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again?
Right, and to find out whether Team Asia can take complete control of this contest, let's head back to our commentary team.
Thanks, Abigail. So, David Al-Kaidi and Eklund Kachi with 1 or 2 signs of pressure, I thought, written on their faces as they came out into the arena for this. And Jeremy, they're only up against the 2 guys who were probably Asia's 2 biggest stars of day 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, big things at the end of last night for Aloysius Yap, other big things in the middle of last night for Quoc, and now big moments for Team Europe, you feel?
Yeah, what we can already say is that Asia will definitely not be behind at the end of day 2, because even if Europe won all 3 remaining matches, that would only be 5-all. So it's a comfortable position for them at the moment.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this is brings back memories of things, right? You're losing some matches, maybe things not going your way. You put down a beautiful lag, less than an inch away, and you still get beat.
Team Asia to break.
I've seen that before. Now, interesting to me that they have Yap breaking the balls first here. Kind of felt like Quoc was not only a better breaker overall, but I might like Yap with the first decision after a ball made on the break as well. Well, Yap showed us right there. He's been working on the break here prior to the start of day 2, and they're going to love this.
Well, you talk about making a ball on the break. How about making 3? And this could be a very short rack.
And obviously, they knew a little more something about that break shot than we do. They've been in the practice room, I'm sure, putting in time. And, you know, to open this with our little opening to day 2, me and Scott and Abby, I talked about this match being pretty smart, I thought, from Team Asia, to where the worst they could do is be down 4-3 when this pairing came up, and now with a 5-2 lead, quite a bit different than what we expected, but even in a better spot, really. All right, he's just going to stay there. So Yap's going to have to play a real nice one, not just pocketing the 3 from distance, and that shouldn't be that tough, but you can tell it's going to require a lot of speed. And if he hits a high ball here, I don't like his chances getting all the way back down. The table's not conducive to that. I really like him hitting on the bottom of the cue ball and showing us that stroke. Now, if he just tries to get to the middle of the table, that's doable. But if he tries to come all the way down,
extension.
The extension, please.
Yeah, there's the slide I was talking about. And anytime you're full on a ball and then you're hitting the rail quickly, the overspin kind of stays on the cue ball, even though it's going the other direction, and works against your movement.
Not all bad news, of course, for the Asian pair, because still a chance on the 4. But as much as we've been complimenting him over the first couple of days, Jeremy, he has missed quite a few.
Yeah, he has. He's had a few misses for sure. I think probably more today in the short little session we've seen than yesterday. And, you know, I would say Team Asia's had a little the best of it in these kind of situations on misses so far in this Reyes Cup.
Please.
If I play, I play.
But you wonder if that will start to play a little frustration at times.
Up to you.
Kachi and Al-Qaedi have played together as doubles partners before in the Mosconi Cup on just one occasion. It was 3 years ago, and they came through a hill finish against Chris Reinhold and a young man called Jones. You remember it, Jeremy?
Yeah, that was a huge match, and we had a few get away that day. I think SVB had a 3-0 lead and a 3-1 lead, one against Kachi. And I can't remember who the other was against, but we could have had a pretty big lead. We did take a 5-4 lead into day 3, but it could have been more like 6-3 or even 7-2.
So it was a much less challenging 4 than the one Kwong missed a few minutes ago. Position wasn't guaranteed, though. But he's on the 5, and it's a chance for Asia to keep the massive momentum they have at the moment going strong.
Yeah, and I'd like him just holding there and let Yap take a little more angle on the 8 and maybe some distance. Okay, he had enough angle to move it, and he moved it well. I thought it was a bit flatter.
Well, Aloysius Yap started the rack by making 3 balls off the break. Kwong finishes it by dropping the 9 into the side. First rack goes to Asia in our 3rd match of the night. So what does a captain do in this situation, Jeremy? Because you've been in it as recently as last December, and just match after match seems to be going against you, and the lead is getting big. What can a captain bring to things at that stage?
Well, you know, you got to stick to your game plan, whatever that is, in a positive manner. And, you know, you can't let your players really see panic in a captain, and you know, but don't make excuses either. You know, I kind of heard that a little bit when they were walking off. Now, some good things, they're pumping Fran, saying, hey, you played a solid match. You know, the guy just played a little better, and that's going to happen. So, you know, don't change too much. Understand, hey, remind them it's only day 2. Go with your gut. You know, do the things that make you while you're on this team.
So our third match of 5 to be played this evening. And Asia really want to capitalise on this momentum that they have at the moment when it's running with them. They could build a very big lead here, and obviously early stages of this match, but if they win that and then the next one, suddenly you're only 4 away from winning it, and it's only night 2. But these are all big ifs. So David Al-Kaidi with Europe's first break of this doubles match.
Europe to break, trailing by 1 break to 0.
Yeah, no, another little surprise to me. I'm not sure why Eklund's not breaking the balls, really. I'm not saying David makes that one on the side, but a much better break off than we saw in the team match from David. Now Eklund's got to go with the air to get Europe started.
So much talk in the early days of the Hanoi Open last week about what on earth was wrong with Eklund Kachi. Didn't even make it to the 64-man single elimination stage.
41 seconds.
Sent to the loser's side and didn't get through it. It was the same at the European Open. So things have trailed off a bit since his run to within 1 rack of becoming world champion.
It seems like even before that, he was on the business end of every event. So you're never going to want to threaten the miss here. Watch out for the right middle with the cue ball. Could catch it to a little thin. Could send it that way. He caught it really thin. Actually played it with a bit more straight English. So good stuff.
David Al-Kaidi, on the other hand, has been a model of consistency this season in the big matchroom events. Quarterfinals of the US Open, and in the last 16 of the World, of the European, and in Hanoi last week.
Extension. The extension, please.
Thoughts on that, Jay?
Yeah, I think it was tight. You saw him kind of look at it 2 or 3 times. Maybe got a little more squirt on the cue ball, applying all that right English, but I think definitely by design going behind the 8. Maybe not knowing. And look at Carl. Carl, of course, he's going to keep his team positive.
The extension, please.
If you know him, you can tell he's sweating every ball. Wow, I can't believe he's jumping this. This is pretty close and not a hard kick shot. And a kick shot, you could get some action on the 9 as well. Oh, nice hit. I think it's going to lay up for a pretty good shot for Eklund. All right, got over the ball nicely. That's the other thing. Besides the miss, you're not, when you're close to it and it's down table, you're not going to get much speed on the object ball. So it's usually just feast or famine.
Europe repeatedly passing up chances to the Asians. Lucius Yap, 28 years of age, number 12 in the world, former US Open runner-up.
Go a little bit, caught the 3 a little thick to the pocket. And you know, all great players, you know, the great front runners. It's just part of it, and that's why they win a lot of tournaments. You get out, and it's your turn to get out and lead and hold on to it, play great pool. But you know, the one that matters is when you can make some comebacks. That's what's going to make things special. And another solid safety here from Walk.
Al-Kaidi, the oldest player on either team at 45. 7th in the world, which is an improvement of a couple of places from the start of the year.
always good with the speed on those one rail kicks. Now that one caught a soft second rail, but all those shots are always wanting the cue ball to continue down towards the bottom cushion and just kind of take your chances where the object ball ends up. Occasionally you do make it.
Kachi, the youngest player involved in this doubles encounter. Still only 25, which seems incredible when you consider. Feels like he's been around as a top player for so long, broke through as a teenager. Second in the world rankings, a lot of that down to getting to the world final, but of course he was also UK Open champion last year, so a lot of the points came from that.
Yeah, wants the purple to continue. Well, it's very close if he got a little bit of a roll, but I think it's playable. And really natural to come a couple cushions around the 8 and set up nice.